Greetings, I'm Slice, and today I wanted to revisit Silent Hill 2 Remake, this time on the PC. Today I will be briefly talking about the pros and cons of this game, what I like about it, and how it compares to the PlayStation 5 version. Now, in terms of gameplay and story, I think this game did amazing at delivering the story and readapting everything that was iconic in the original game. Now, before you get angry at me in the comment section, I want to remind you that a remake is not meant to replace. It is not meant to delete the original game. The purpose of a remake is to recreate something that already existed, but with a different approach, with a different perspective, with updated graphics, with updated dialogue and music. Now, I spent most of my time playing this game on the PlayStation 5. In fact, I almost platinumed it. The only trophy that I'm missing is the All Memos trophy. Now, let's talk briefly about that. That's one of the things that I really dislike about this game. It's the fact that you have to collect all memos or files in this game to achieve the 100% of this game or the Platinum Trophy. Now, that wouldn't be a problem if there was a way of tracking your progress within the game, in the pause menu, in the inventory, something that shows you how many you've had and if you have missed any memos or notes. This game does keep a track of what you've picked up, but it doesn't tell you if you're missing anything. So that's my only biggest concern with this game, my biggest issue with it. Other than that, the performance comes to mind. Now, I played this game on PS5, and it felt like the game was locked at 30 FPS. Sometimes it felt like it would even dip lower than that. Now, if you're not a technical person, what that means is the game on console runs a little bit choppy, or a little bit slow. Sometimes it would lag and cause screen tearing. So that's just being picky. Of course, most people will not notice that, especially if you're playing on a TV. Now, playing this PC version, I can safely say that I'm running at 90 FPS. But don't let that fool you, because this game's performance is absolutely abysmal. You need an absolutely amazing machine to run it, and even then, you're going to have to fine-tune your settings. As you can see here, I'm running at 4K resolution. Everything's maxed out as far as I'm concerned. I don't have VSync on because that just makes everything worse. But I had to enable ultra performance settings on DLSS. What that means is the game will look nice, but it's kind of like a fake image. You're not actually seeing the game. I think it's using AI technology to upscale the game, but it's set to perform better. Now, I have ray tracing on right now, which is not entirely necessary, but it's really cool for moments like these. Look at that. You can see the volumetric fog or dust there, and it looks really nice. And not everyone's the same, but when I do play a game like this, I want to be immersed. So things like that are very important to me. But obviously they are not important to be able to enjoy the game. So the PC version, although graphically superior, is not superior in terms of gameplay, as I'm still playing with a controller. This game still has some of the best music you'll ever hear in any game, so that hasn't gone away, but it has certainly changed. Is it improved? That's up to you. I think everyone's enjoyment is based off of different things, so it's all really subjective. Is it a better game than the original? Once again, that's really up to you. In my honest opinion, Silent Hill 2 Remake is a vast improvement over the original game. Technically, graphically, and from an enjoyment perspective. The original game is iconic, of course, and it cannot be replaced. And as a fan of original old-school survival horror games, I consider Silent Hill 2 as one of the most prominent games of this genre, and one of the most influential. In fact, I believe Silent Hill 2, the original, was the last of its kind, the end of an era. And Somehow Silent Hill 2 Remake was able to bring that back in some way with an updated look. Now let's talk about the negativity that surrounded this game. Obviously, a lot of people weren't happy with the voice actor changes. Some of the lines weren't delivered as good as they were in the original game. But honestly, that's all your opinion. I think everyone did an amazing job. I like the redesign for Maria, I like the redesign for James, and I like the redesign for pretty much most of the characters. I also heard that Konami or Bluebird team was really trying hard to replace or one up Resident Evil. Now, if you've played at least 10 minutes of this game, you immediately know that it's not meant to be a Resident Evil ripoff. Maybe if you look at a screenshot, you might think that, but it's absolutely not like Resident Evil. Obviously, there will be similarities because they both belong to the survival horror genre.
Hey, this one's open. Nope. Doesn't work.
Little moments like that one really added to the character development and immersion, in my honest opinion. So I see that as an improvement. This is something that the original game didn't have. So yes, once again, I believe Silent Hill 2 Remake is a vast improvement upon the original game. Now let's check out some combat.
Generator.
You think you could get it working? Might get the elevator running again.
The combat might not be the best, but I see it as one of the highlights of the remake. It is vastly improved, in my honest opinion, and it still feels familiar. They somehow managed to update the combat to reflect the basics of what made the original great. The horror aspects of this game are absolutely amazing. I don't get scared easily, and this is one of those games that's managed to do that. Now, there are various elements that probably were inspired by Resident Evil, but don't let that fool you. This game is not Resident Evil. It is absolutely a completely different experience, and if you haven't tried it yet, please try it. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. If you want to watch my full easy guide, I made a full playthrough on how to finish this game in under 5 hours and achieving the max rank. Well, there is no max rank, but you can check it out. Speaking of rank, before I go, they absolutely got rid of the 10-star rank in this game. Now, what that means is they got rid of the annoying things, I think. I see it as an improvement, because back in the day, you had many hidden points and other hidden features that would dictate your final rank. And at the end, if you got the 10 stars rank, you would unlock an infinite weapon. I think it was the hyper spray. All of that has been removed. Now, that is a controversial decision, which I like and don't like at the same time. I like that they got rid of the annoying requirements that were hidden. Well, there are hidden requirements still there. They're not, mandatory. They're there if you want to get different endings, and they're pretty straightforward. You'll most likely get all the endings if you follow my guide on how to get all of the endings, of course. But in all jokes aside, there's a huge chance if you do enough playthroughs, you'll probably understand how the endings work and how to get them. So all of that has been improved, and I see it as a major great change, in my honest opinion. In the original game, I was never motivated to go for the 10-star rank because it felt daunting and nearly impossible. So I see this all as a great improvement. Of course, I am a bit sad that the hyper spray and infinite weapons were removed from the game. Who knows, perhaps we'll get a DLC. Anyway, that is all from me. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, check out my easy guide for Silent Hill 2 Remake, my playthroughs, my fun facts, and all of that stuff you can find on my channel and at the end of this video. Thank you and have a wonderful day.